السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما، اللهم فقهنا في الدين، اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. آمين يا رب العالمين. So here we are with our session number 133 for Quranic Arabic grammar, and we were going over duas for the forgiveness of the deceased. And I am going to start our session with a review, which is the tradition of this course, Alhamdulillah. So let me take you to the review what I have for you guys. Okay. So I am showing you the verse from Surah Yusuf, verse number 46, and there is something missing here. Who can tell me in the first part of the verse what is missing? So these, the one of the person who was saved from the prison comes back to Yusuf to ask for the to tell him the interpretation of the dream of the king. So he calls Yusuf alayhi salam. So let me see how many of you remember. Very well done. Very well done. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so there is a ya that was supposed to be there, but it is missing. So what about this ya? Is it permissible? Is it jais? Do you remember this term? Yes. And you are going to tell me that this is one of the three places where it is jais to omit ya from, the munada, and the condition here is the first one. In case of Yusuf, the condition is it is ism alam, barakallahu feek, it is a proper name. So even if somebody tells me it's a proper name, you are absolutely right. And proper name in Arabic is called ism alam. Then comes ayyuha, and if you remember, I told you it is also permissible. It is also permissible to omit ya if your munada is a you. Okay? Remember when we were doing Surah Ar-Rahman just recently? Ayyuha sakalan. So there was no ya ayyuha. So it was just ya. Sorry, ayyuha. There was no ya which was harf nida before your munada. That number third condition is if your munada is a mudaf, and you are all typing that in the chat box. I'm so very proud of you. In that case also, as we can see in Rabbi, Rabbana, there is no ya in Quran, right? Everyone remembers all those three places from where it is permissible to omit ya, which is harf nida. When we cannot omit ya, there are many places, but just recently we have learned one case when you are not allowed to omit ya. It will be it can be either ya will be there or it is going to be in another form. It is the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lafzul jalala, right? Either it's going to be ya Allahu, right? Either it's going to be ya Allahu or Allahumma, where mim mushaddada is taking the place of harf nida ya. Everyone with me so far? I think you got that concept. Okay, so this verse, some of you have been recently covering Surah Yusuf, word to word of Surah Yusuf. Go back and see why there is no ya, and make a note in your Musaf as well, so that you remember it for the rest of your life, inshallah. So now the next question for you in today's review is, what is the wazn of underlined word? And wazn means what is the pattern and what is the sarf of the underlined word. So this is the word, and Sister Azra is saying this is on the pattern of af'alu. You all are familiar with that. Is this, in this case, is it representing ism tafdeel or as-sifa al-mushabbah? Is it cannot be tafdeel? Why can Why am I not going to call it tabdeel? Why am I calling it a sifa al-mushabba? It is because al-awara means one-eyed. And one-eyed, to be one-eyed is a body defect. To be blind in one eye is a body defect. And when your word is body defect and it is on the pattern of af'alu, it is not ism tabdeel, it is going to be ism sifa al-mushabba. Okay? Everyone got it? Is this clear? Right? So because we recite du'as of protection every day. So I thought that, I will pick one dua, and this way you will know that if you have a color on the pattern of af'alu or a body defect on a pattern of af'alu, you are going to recognize it as sifa mushabba and you're not going to call it ism tafdeel. Okay? So the third question that I have for you is, if a word is from Salasi Mujarrad, like if your word is from family 1 and it has Hamzatul Wasl in it, which siga will it be? Will it be Fail Madin, Fail Mudare, or Failul Amr? I need answers from everyone. It is, should I click number 3? Everyone is agrees with that? When you are going to see Quran and you don't know the translation, in case you don't know the translation, your grammar is going to let you know here your word is amr, here your word is has something to do with fi'l madin, here your word has something to do with fi'l mudari. Just learning these tips are going to expand your ability to recognize words from different categories, inshallah. So everyone, let's see what else we were doing last week. How many groups can we put our words from big families? How many groups can be there for words from big families? 1, 2, or 3? What do you remember? 3 groups. And I want to know how you're going to divide. You are going to divide your words from big family, big af'al families, as-salasi al-mazid fihi, that we are going to mainly see and mainly cover in our course, in 3 groups. If and these 3 groups, what was the criteria for that? Is it any special criteria that we are using? Or is it what special criteria? So yes, it is the number of additional letters. If your word has one extra letter, you are going to put it in group 1, and your group 1, which has one letter mazid, al mazid bi harf, is going to include family number 2, 3, 4, which includes aslama yuslimu, jahada yujahidu, allama yuallimu. And all my dear sisters who have no idea what we are talking about, if you are among those who don't have any idea what we are talking about, count the number of letters in your fail madin. How many letters? Allama, ain, 1, lam, there are 2 lams there, mim, 4. So total of 4 letters that you're seeing. So there is one extra letter because your root letters were 3 letters. And then you are seeing one extra letter. So you are going to put a word that has one extra letter and is here, it belongs to family number 2 in the group, which is group 1, and it is mazid bi harf. Mazid bi harf. In case of jahada, again, you can see one letter more. And that one letter that is extra, that is mazid, that you are seeing here, who can tell me what is mazid in word jahada? Mazid is going to be something that is not a root letter. Anything that is not root letter is going to be included in mazid letters. And here you are seeing alif is mazid. It cannot be hamza. You are not going to call it hamza. What is a difference between Hamza and Alif? Who can remind me? Quranic Arabic grammar students. It's a letter. It is so Sister Faiza is saying it is a haraka, not even a letter. Yes, many don't consider it as a letter, right? So it is a haraka, you just prolong it. Alif will never have a haraka. Never have a haraka. You will never see fatha dhamma kasra sukoon there. Never have a haraka. Alif will never have a haraka, right? What else? What will be the case of a letter before alif? Only for stretching, yes. It's always going to be preceded by a letter carrying a fatha. And jahada, you are seeing Jim has a fatha. There is a zabar on the letter right before alif, right? Always without any haraka. Remember, used to prolong haraka. In case of makhraj, who remembers the makhraj of alif? Very well done. It is jawf. And what is the makhraj of hamza? Halaq, right? Everyone, lowest part of the halaq. Barakallahu feek. So it is aqsal halaq or adnal halaq, but whichever way. What do you want to call it? Very well done. So everyone got this point. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I have put it there in your session. Let me see if I have it. It should be in your last session, and let me just quickly bring it out. Okay, go to the slides. Yes, there is a slide in the last session, and people who are not looking at the slides, I don't know. My dear sisters, you have to, if this is an amana, when you are joining a course, so you are a part of a course, you are supposed to go over whatever has been assigned in terms of your slides, in terms of your recording. If you are not there in the class, I am expecting that you will catch up on the recording. That recording is amana on you. You can, nowadays we can, fast, you can increase the speed and you can go over the entire recording in lesser amount of time. So here are your differences. And this was in your last session. Okay. And what about alif? Can alif ever be at the beginning of the word? Can a word start with alif? Everyone needs to answer this. Can a word start with alif? Why? Give me the reason. In Arabic, why a word cannot start with alif? Because in Arabic, the rule is word is always going to start with a haraka. And alif can never take a haraka. Therefore, alif will never be seen in the beginning of the word, right? And that is why you never call Hamzatul Wasl Alif. Okay, that is Hamzatul Wasl. Don't call it Alif ever because Hamzatul Wasl is not the same as Alif. You all agree? Or there's any confusion, let me know now. If there is any confusion, everyone with me? Right? Everyone. So when it comes to Hamza, Su'ila, Quri'a, you can see it in the middle of the word. You can see it at the end of the word. You can see it in the beginning of the word. Akhraja, yukhriju. So akhraja has Hamza, right? So, but when it comes to Alif, you will never see it ever in the beginning of the word. Okay? So keep that in mind. Your Hamza can take any haraka, and all those examples here are telling you what kind of haraka can you see on Hamza. When it comes to Alif, there is never going to be any haraka that is going to be visible on Alif. Okay? So let's come back. Okay, so where we were. Okay, we were here. So these three, 2, 3, 4, you told me are mazid bihar. What is second group? What about second group? Group number 2. Group number 2 is a group where we are going to put families that have 2 additional letters. How many additional letters? 2 additional letters. So Group number 2 is mazid biharfain, right? So it will include family number 5. So can you see here tafarraqa? How many letters more are seen in this word tafarraqa? Let me show you so that you know. There is ta, there is fa, 2 ra's and qaf. Total 5 letters. Your root letters are fa, ra, qaf. How many extra letters? 2 extra letters. There is a ta that is extra, and there is a ra that is extra, mazid. And you should know by now that extra does not mean that it is not needed or anything. It is additional. Okay, I'm using it in the meaning of additional, right? So this is mazid bi harfain. When you see ta'awana, ta'awana, how many letters more are you seeing here? Ta and alif. Will you call this straight line hamza? In ta'awana, is there any hamza? No, right? There is no hamza. It's an alif, right? If you see ta and alif, ta before first root letter, alif after first root letter, you are going to think about family number 6 that has 2 additional letters, ta and alif. When you look at in Fialan, family number 7, how many more letters are you seeing? Qaf, lam, ba are the root letters. Again, 2. It's going to give on the same group. When you see iqtaraba, how many more letters are you seeing? Hamza and ta, right? Again, it's going to go to group number 2. When you see ihmarra, ihmarra, what about ihmarra? Again, hamzatul wasl, and doubling of the lamul kalima. So 2 letters more. Everyone agrees that I'm going to put 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in group number 2. Any disagreement, any discord, dissension, let me know. Shaqaq or something, ikhtilaf, bring it on. Okay? No? So, okay. So now, when we were learning our families, 5 and 6, I showed you how sometimes there can be ibdal in these families. Remember? Do you remember seeing ibdal there? Right? Let's see here and collect one gem from here if I'm able to deliver it to you today. Ziyadatu ta and ainul kalima. So let's see here. So when I see this word, and I see it changed into something different, right? I see the letter ta, which is the part of the container, now gets changed into ta. Okay, there is an ibdal. And ibdal means from badal, badalam, and it means to change, right? So there is a change that occurred here, right? Everyone is seeing that change, that from the word changed from tatahara to this, to this. Now, my dear sisters, the next step, when you see here, you know, the first ta that has changed into ta is going to lose its haraka. Yes or no? That's what I taught you. It's going to lose its haraka, that fatha that was there on ta gets dropped and it gets changed into a sukoon, and that is why this idgham happens. For the idgham to happen, first letter should have a sukoon and there will be a haraka on the second letter, right? And when you are reading it, you read it like it-tahara, right? You first, when you join hamza to ta with a sukoon. You read it with a sukoon. The first ta is read with a sukoon and the second ta is read with a haraka. Everyone has learned it in tajweed, yes or no? Right? For example, in allama, the first lam had a sukoon and the second lam has a fatha, and they got merged into one, and there is a shadda there. But whenever we read, we acknowledge that there are 2 lams in allama, right? And you do, your teacher still tell you, okay, do some tawassut on the first lam, because you know that is a quality of a lam, and you allama, you because otherwise you may end up bouncing it, right? But you know, even if you don't know the rules, Even if you don't know the rules, this has been recorded. These sessions have been recorded. You can always go back and you can see on my recordings that there is an ibdal, and go over that. And that's because you are at a stage, Sister Amina, where you can learn it very quickly, because it seems like you already know most of the stuff. So for you, it's going to be a piece of cake. Okay, while we are reviewing stuff and we are not introducing many new concepts, it's a time when you can catch up. I could have started with a new surah, but it would have been, little, it would have been too much. I wanted to give sisters a break where they are reviewing everything that we have already covered, and trying to catch up with the sisters that have already done those concepts, and the sisters who have already done the concepts have a time to revise them, right? So that everyone is, closer to each other, right? And we can, and then go on to learn more and more and more, inshallah, biznillahi ta'ala. So now let's see, when this happens, and this has been taught, you must have seen it, this concept in the Quran, right? So my dear sisters, when you come from here to here, right, what are you seeing? A change, an addition of hamza, okay? And everyone, sorry, this word is missing a shadda. This word is missing a shadda, and let me put a shadda there, and then you will understand what is happening here exactly. Now see, compare tatahara to ittahara. So there are two shaddas. Let me just put the other shadda here real quick. And now let me ask you the same question and count the number of letters now. How many letters are now there? Now there are 6 letters. So, okay. So now, see, 6 letters. So when there is an ibdal, which group family number 5 will going to go to? 2 or family number of group 3? What do you think? It's going to go to group 3. So this is going to only happen in which case? You're going to see it only in the case when there is a ibdal, when there is a change of foul kalima into ta. The ta of the family is changing into the foul kalima. Okay, the ta of the family changes into foul kalima. In that case, it will be again. It is also going to go to group number 3. In case of ibdal, your family number 5 and 6 are going to go to group number 3. Is this clear? Or are you with me? Inshallah. Okay, because you can see here the number of letters have changed, right? From here to here, 1 2 3 4 5. But here ittahara, hamzatul wasl, 2 tas, 2 has, and ra, right? So it's now 6 letters. So it goes to group number 3, which is mazid bisalasatil ahraf, right? Because we divided all all the families, all the big families into 3 main groups, right? So either there are 2 more letters or 3 more letters. And here you can see here, I actually uploaded this document too. I don't know why you guys don't pay attention to my notes or anything. I think you don't think, they are, to be revised or anything. But when it's going to be the test, you will be tested on all these concepts, right? It's very sad. Yeah. Okay. Sister Amna is saying that she goes over the notes. So I appreciate that, because that is, all the effort is done so that, everyone knows. And, because basic in Nahu, basic stuff, you can learn it from anywhere. There are thousands of videos available on YouTube. So, the purpose is that, if people can understand how to look beyond, something, if there is something different, and they are still able to identify that. Okay, inshallah. So, okay, now when I show you this, I hope that it is also clear. The 6 is going to follow the same pattern. So when you are going to see extra mazid b salasat al-ahraf, you are going to call family number 10 in it. You are going to add 5 and 6 in it. And remember, there was a family that we have gone over in case of Surah Ar-Rahman. You are going to add idham in it as well, right? We did it in the last session as well. There was a Hamzatul Wasl that was additional. There is an Alif after the second root letter, and there is a doubling of Lamul Kalima, right? So there are Mazid bi Salasatil Ahraf. If Shoshana, the same thing. There is a Hamzatul Wasl. There is going to be an additional Waw, and there is a doubling of Ainul Kalima. There, here you see doubling of Ainul Kalima. The last family that I have here for you has Hamzatul Wasl, that is extra, and there is a Waw that is extra, and it is double Waw that is extra. There's not one Waw, they are Wawwain. There are 2 Waws, right? I don't think so. I've not seen. But I may be wrong. And from now, a few months ago, I realized that I should not make any, statement, without, because sometimes you end up seeing things. Yeah. So, Sister Zohra, you have your hand raised. Do you have any question?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Yeah. So when Ibdal happens, then 5 and 6 comes into group 3 from
Yeah.
group 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And in this case, you're going to be very, when you're teaching someone, when you're learning for yourself, remember that these are mazid bi harfain. You always mazid bi harfain. But then there is, when ibdal happens, and that's why it is like an exception. It's not that you will put 5 and 6 into group 3. Sorry, it is group 2. It is group 2 mazid bi harfain. But in case of ibdal, so the difference.
Originally, it's bi harfain.
Yeah, bi harfain, and then but in case of ibdal, you put them in
because of the change. Then they.
Yeah, because they need now additional hamzatul wasl as well for pronunciation.
I see. Okay.
So that for that reason, you will put them under group 3. So who will remember all these terms? There are people here from Agahan, and I'm not, I'm just don't, if you're not from there, does not make me a smaller person if I'm not from there, and I'm not from there. So, but there's a difference between students, right? There are people who are who want to learn depth of everything. They want to everything. They need to know, no matter how hard it is, they strive to learn it. And then there are people who are okay with basic information as well. And this kind of a question you may not see in the exam. Okay, this is, you may not see in a regular exam, but this is for those students who want to go above and beyond, who want to learn, and everyone's, yes, as Sister Faiza is saying, that everyone's style is different. It does not make anyone smaller, or or as I said, that in Quran there is not a single student you can say that okay, it's a bad student of Quran. No, we are all striving to be the best students of Quran. So when it comes to striving for the best, so in that case, if somebody wants to know how to put things differently and how to categorize each and everything. So for that, I think it's going to help, inshallah. Okay, so now, and this is where you will see some surf scholars, they are going to put 5 and 6 in Hamzatul Wasal families. So when you are putting them in Hamzatul Wasal families as well, so in that case you will see that the number of Mazid letters is 3. So you should know that 5 and 6 in the case of Ibdal, when they need Hamzatul Wasal, are going to come under group number 3. So ziyada. When you see Hamzatul Qata, what should come to your mind? 4. When you see Shadda, and this we have covered in our sessions before, when you see Shadda in any letter, 2 and 5. Sister Faiza, just 2 and 5 or something else too? You have the whole table now in front of you. If you guys have the whole table printed out, or you have a table in front of you, so you can cheat from the table too. Okay, so you are going to include your family number 9 there. You are going to include your idhama family there, right? This also has a shadda, right? And then this one, if you don't tell me about this one, I'm not going to hold you accountable, because this I have not come across in Quran, so it's okay. But you know color families do include in your shaddas, and when you have to divide them, when you have to further subdivide them, shadda on ainul kalima is going to be seen in 2 and 5. Shadda on lamul kalima is going to be seen in case of color families, right? Easy. So it's I hope it is somewhat understandable. Okay, so now let's go back and see our alif families. Let's visit alif families. Now tell me, where am I going to see alif in case of mazid asalasi al mujarrad, asalasi mazid? I'm going to see alif in 3 and 6. Okay, so now let me give you another chance. Do you want to include something else there as well? Let's look at the table. Is there anything else that I can include there? The one that we have learned in Surah Ar-Rahman, idham, yadhamu, idhimaman, right? So do you want to include this one in your alif too? So that's going to be complete list, right? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. And we have seen it in Quran, so that makes more sense to learn it too, right? When it comes to your ta, what comes to your family? Where do you see words that are mazid bita? Yes, you have tasa'ala, which is family number 6. You have tafarraqa, which is family number 5, as Sister Faiza has written. You have iqtaraba, and Sister Rabia has written family number 8, right? Iqtaraba, family number 8. Very well done. Then you have istaghfara, that is family number 10, right? Everyone with me so far? So those are the families where you are going to see extra ta. What is one family that has ta after, the only family that has ta after the first root letter? Give me the number of the family. The only one family where you are going to see ta after the first root letter, iftial, iftialan, and that is family number 8. Any family with noon or no family with noon? What do you think? Family number 7 is there, that has an extra noon, right? Inqalaba, inkasara, right? In If you have to pick between 7 and 8, which one will you pick? 8. If you have word intashara, intashara. Intashara. Do not ever pick 7. Always pick 8. For example, if you have a word like this, let me go to the word. Tantashiruna. Which family? Family number 8. It's only going to be it will spell the same. If it was family number 7, well, spellings are going to be the same. But see the root letters that I have put in: noon, sheen, ra. So noon is the root letter. It is not the part of family. It is not the letter that belongs to the container. It is the content. Okay, is this clear? If there is a confusion between family 7 and 8, and that is also has been covered in our classes that have been recorded, and I know there are 22 sessions on surf. So, and that's what makes us learn, makes us you know struggle. And we all have to struggle in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is one of the way where we are trying to um, trying to learn his book, and we are spending good amount of time in learning each and everything, right? So I hope everyone is good with that. So that was your surf, and now your dua. Let's come back to the dua. Okay. I'm thinking I should go on and do the easier part first, and then I'm going to bring you back to one thing that I skipped in our last session, and that was this kama. I did not cover this kama. You all remember this? So we'll come back to it, okay, inshallah, and we'll see what is a type of ma here, okay, inshallah. So Allahumma, real quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Allahumma, we have covered it. It's nida wa munada. Munada is first, nida, harf nida, mim mushaddada. It is awid and harf nida, ya, right? It is substituting harf nida, ya. And this is la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. This is going to be considered a sentence, yes or no? Can I call it jumla to nida, as we learned in our last session? So nobody asked me how are we calling it a jumla, right? We have learned jumla ismiya, jumla feiliya. Why are we calling it jumla? Nobody had any question. Nobody has any confusion about it. That Sister Saima, why are you calling it a jumla? This nida munada, there's a harf and there's an ism. How come you are calling it a jumla? Yes, because harf nida, this harf nida, as Sister Faiza is saying, is actually harf nida actually means a fail. It is a meaning of a fail. Like unadi, I call. Unadi, I call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or yunadi, he calls Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what does he call with? He asks Allah, اغفر لي حينا وميتنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. Right? Yes, so harf nida was there. That is an abbreviated form of a fail. Think of it as an abbreviated version of a fail. Yunadi or unadi. Yunadi means he calls, unadi means I call. Is this clear to each and every one of you? Now, when you make dua and you think about ya, you are going to consider that I am calling Allah, I'm calling you. And so when I have to use I am calling you, it's a long, sentence. But when you're desperate, do you use long sentences or you use abbreviations? Help, help, help. Ustad Numan's example. Or you're going to go, I am, hanging from a cliff, and that is, 1,000 miles off the ground and this and that, or you are just saying help, help, help. You are going to use a shorter version, and this shows your desperation, and this shows that how much you need Allah, right? So here again, remember it is unadi Allah, okay? But this is going to be you are using the abbreviated version. When you have a mudaf as a munada, what is the status of mudaf? It is nasbin status. You know, when I was teaching you in the beginning, those of you who have attended our term one, I always used to tell you that when I am seeing ya solihu, solih is not doing, is a doer, but its status is it has a dhamma at the end, but that dhamma is not representing that it is a doer or a subject. It is non-flexible word with a dhamma. In actuality, the one that is being called is a maf'ul. What should be the status of a maf'ul? Nasbin status. So that is why you will see in your grammar books that it is mabni ala dam. It is non-flexible with dhamma, but in fi mahalli nasb. But it is nasbin status because it is actually maf'ul bihi. It is a receiver of an action. It is not a doer of an action. Yes or no? Sister Alina, is this clear? So I have few new sisters as well in the group here who have not covered all this, but I'm hoping you have an understanding that the doer of an action is supposed to be a rough in status, right? When something is rough in status and is not a doer of an action and is actually the places of an a nasb, in that case, it is going to be fi mahalli nasbin, fi mahalli nasbin, that it is in the place of a nasb, but it is non-flexible. It is non-flexible with the dhamma ending. Okay. So, inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to clarify things for each and every one of you. So now you have jumlatun nida. After jumlatun nida, what do you expect? After shart, you expect jawabul shart. After qasam, you expect jawabul qasam. After jumlatun nida, you must expect jawabun nida, right? And your jawabun nida again is going to start from ikfir li hayyina wa mayyitina. Okay, is this clear to all of you? And it's going to be ending here because there are two nida munadas here. Okay, so this is that, and then ikfir. What is the siga of this word? Is it fail madin, fail mudare, fail amr? What? It is a tal. Very good job. And thanks for correcting me. Though the siga is amr, but we are going to call it failu tal because we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So out of respect, it is failu tal, failu dua. And then this is from which family? Sister Faiza already wrote that this is family number 1. So there was only one option because there was Hamzatul Wasl. There was Hamzatul Wasl there. Therefore, there was only one option that it could only be Felu Dua, Felu Tal, or Felu Amr. Okay, and the family is Daraba. We have already covered it. And this Lihaikina till Ghaibina is your Jar wal Majroor. Lihayyina is Jar wal Majroor Mutalik bil Fail, and then how are you connecting all these words together? How are they connected? From Hayyina, how are we seeing the connection till the end? There is an atf, barakallahu feek, Sister Azra. There is an atf relationship. Where is your ma'tuf alayhi? Which word is your ma'tuf alayhi? The first one, Hayyina, is going to be Hayyina. My dear sisters, Hayyina, because Murakkab atf is going to be a fragment at the level of an ism. At the level of an ism, at the fragment level, you are going to see there is one ism and then there is going to be another ism connected through waw atf. Hayyina is ma'tuf alayhi, and the mayyitina ma'tuf 1, saghirina ma'tuf 2, kabirina ma'tuf 3, so on and so forth. So then if I look at the surf of these words, mainly I would want you to guess on this one. صغيرنا. What do you think? صغير. Have you ever gone over this? Something like that? Okay. So it is a pattern of a sifa. It's a pattern of a sifa, remember? Right? Karuma yakrumu fahuwa karimun. Sawura yasguru fahuwa صغير. Kabura yakburu fahuwa kabirun. So it is an ism file, could be an ism file for family number 1, and from bab karuma, but it is on sifa mushabba pattern. Is this clear? The next word that I want you to attempt is shahidina. Shahidi. Where is this word coming from? It is file from family number 1, fa'ilun, shahidun, ghaibun, fa'ilun. Everyone, is this clear to each and every one of you? So you can call these two, shahid and ghaib, ism file from family number 1. Okay. Similarly, when you see Allahumma, this is going to be the same way. Meme, harf nida. Meme is, with an harfin nida ya, and this is jumlatun nida, and from here comes your jawabun nida, and man is going to be, what kind of man is here? What are you going to call man? It is going to be, okay, whoever you keep alive among us, then keep him alive upon iman, upon faith. Should it be some mawsool, or is it setting a condition? Or is it asking a question? Because man has 3 types. Man can be shartiya, man can be mawsula, man can be istifhamiya. What is not making sense, right? It's not asking a question. No, right? There is 2 possibilities, either man mawsula or shartiya. Here, it is a condition. You all agree? If there is any disagreement, I will take it now. Okay? Everyone, whoever you're setting a condition, whoever you keep alive, then keep him alive upon iman. So now, when you have called man shartiya, who can tell me what kind of ism man shartiya is? What kind of man is it? Yes, jawabu shart is beginning with fa. That is right. Man is jazima. Very well done, Sister Shiraz. Man is jazima, and ahyaytahu, which is fail madin, it's not mudare, so it cannot be, it's non-flexible. Yes or no? Who agrees that fail madin is non-flexible? It does not change its ending. Everyone agree? So if I write mabni alal sukoon or mabni alal fatah, are you all okay with that? Okay. I hope everyone is listening and everyone is paying attention here. Yes. So now, since this is man, and now after it, you are expecting fail, which is jazm. However, you don't see mudare, you see madin, so you are going to call it fi mahalli jazmin. It is taking a place of a fail that must be majzoom in status, that must be lightest, right? Everyone got it? If you have understood it, type 1. Then you see who at the end of the word. What are you going to call this who? Maful bihi. Barakallahu feek. Now, this is minna. What is minna? Minna, jar wal majroor, and mutalik You call it, you want to call it mutalik? Any other opinions about it? Okay. Okay, let's keep it like that. Yes, yes. Yeah, that can also be true. Hmm? Huh? So yeah, you can also say that, it can be hal from, from the file ta, and whoever you keep him alive, or no, not from the file, from the maful. So it can be, yeah, mutalik bil hal too. Yes, it can be. It can be. Now, I want you to label this sentence for me. Man ahyaytahu. How am I going to treat this sentence? This whole sentence, jumla shartiya. And this was something I wanted to go over with you. Ahyayta is a fail with a file. What is the file in the in word ahyayta? Who can tell me? One letter. Anta, and the letter is, the file is visible in the form of ta fatha, right? And who is mafulun bihi? It already has mafulun bihi. This man, if I have to label it, can I call it maful bihi when my fail already has a maful bihi at the end? No. You are going to label it as mubtada. Very good job. And ahyaytahu minna is going to be your khabar. Yes, you will not apply a concept of shagil here, but you, from the concept of ishtighal, what you are going to apply here is, you're not going to call man maful bihi. You are just going to label it as mubtada. Okay? And this is one of the cases when you have here, I should have, or I think I've deleted all those slides. Okay, very good. That's a problem. I hope I left something. Okay, no, I didn't. Somehow I removed my slides by mistake. Okay, but there was when it comes to man, if it already has a maful bihi attached, then you are going to call this mubtada. If there was no maful bihi attached here, you will call it mafulun bihi muqaddam. Okay. Yes, it is an aid of a man, but still you are going to label it as, you are going to label man as mubtada, and this whole thing is going to be the khabar of this mubtada. Okay. Can you call this ahyaytahu minna as silatul mawsul? Can you? Everyone agrees it cannot be silatul mawsul because it is, man is not, it's a mawsul. Man is shartiya here. So you will never ever call whatever comes after man shartiya as silatul mawsul. Okay, you are only going to call silatul mawsul when silatul mawsul is coming after, is going to be seen after mawsul. It's a mawsul, or there are certain haruf that can take sila. Okay, but here you are just going to call it khabar of man, and this whole sentence jumla felia is going to be khabar of this mubtada. Okay, sure, sure, good. Now comes your fa. What is the name for this fa? Who can tell me? Paul Rabita. Very well done. Paul Rabita. Very well done. You are saying ahi. Ha, ya are the root letters. Ha, ya are the root letters. What is this? Pelul, pelutal, peludua, or madin mudare. Very well done. This is peludua, and this is from family 4. What helps you determine that this is from family 4, Sister Shiraz? How do you know this is family 4? Very well done. There's a Hamza before the first root letter. There's a Hamzatul Qata before the first root letter. That is how you determine that this is from family number 4. One question. How do you know this is talb? Majzoom. The ya got dropped. It is in the lightest form. Therefore, it is going to be talb. And in the lightest form with no sign of mudari. Right? Very well done. Now comes your he. It's going to be your mafulun bihi. Right? Alal iman. Jar wal majroor. And you are going to call it mutalik bil fail. Now, if I ask you status of this sentence, and this we have gone over in Surat Ar-Rahman, this sentence is going to be fi mahalli jasmin. Okay? Why? What do you have to have for jawabu shart to be fi mahalli jasmin? Is every jawabu shart fi mahalli jasm, or there is a condition? That is my question. Number one condition, there should be adwatu shart jazima, and man is adwatu shart jazima. Number one condition, right? Number two condition. What is the number two condition now? I agree. Man was there. There is a fa that is coming. If there is a fa, or there is iza fujaya, not iza ismiya. There is iza fujaya, that means suddenly. That one, if that is seen before jawabu shart, then you are going to call your jawabu shart as fi muhalli jazmin. Okay? If the fa is not there, what will be the status then? Very well done. La mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Okay? If there was no fa, though there is no iza, your sentence is la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Keep that in mind. Okay? For a sentence, for jawabu shart to be fi mahalli jazmin, there must be either fa'u rabita or iza fujaiya, and that is in your notes from Surah Ar-Rahman. Okay? Again, waman tawaffaitahu. Again, it is very similar to what we have done. It is again man shartiya. You are going to call it mubtada because your fail already has mafulun bihi. If your fail is mutaaddi with mafulun bihi, after man, you are going to label man as mubtada. Is this clear? If it already has mafulun bihi, call it mubtada. If your fail is, if there is something mutaaddi after it, with a maful bihi, call man mubtada. If man has a fail after it that is lazim and cannot take maful bihi, in that case also call man mubtada. If your fail is mutaaddi that can take maful bihi and does not have any maful bihi, however, in that case you are going to label man as mafulun bihi muqaddam. Yeah. Is this clear? Because it already has a pronoun that has engaged it. Okay, so there were 3 points that I have written somewhere, and now I'm missing my slides. I don't know, I deleted them or something has happened to those slides, but I will make sure that you get them in the slide. Okay. Okay, now comes again minna. You can just say jar wal majroor, and the same thing will repeat. Fatawaffahu. Fa, fatawaffahu. Fa is going to be rabita. Tawaffahu is again talb. What is it missing that helps you say that it is felu talb? Harf illa is gone, and it is majzoom, and that is the main clue. Which family? Family number 5, and family number 5 because there is a ta before the first root letter and there is a doubling of ainul kalima, right? Who is going to be your maful bihi? Alal Islam is going to be jar wal majroor mutalik bil fail. Islam and iman. Can somebody tell me sarf of iman and Islam? It's family number 4. and it is a masdar from family number 4. Okay. Allahumma, it's already one. So I think I will leave you with that. I was going to cover a little bit more, and the types of ma here. I wanted to go back to this ma, but inshallah, in our next sessions, I'm going to cover the types of ma, and also we will formally go over the types of man. Okay, ma and man, inshallah. With that, I will end the session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.